Dear students and my teacher friends, Namaskar. I welcome you to the presentation lecture on flagellar movement. Now, in your medical entrance examination syllabus, three type of movements are mentioned. These movements are: one is ciliary movement, second one flagellar movement, and third one muscular movement. So, in our previous lecture, we have already discussed about the ciliary movement. So today in this lecture, we are discussing about flagellar movement. Okay. Now here in this figure, see, sperm cell is shown, and as you can see in the figure, sperm cell is having a flagellum. Okay. Now the structure of cilia and flagella are same. So in our previous lecture we had observed this figure. Once again we are looking at this figure. So same 9+2 arrangement of microtubules is present in the structure of flagella. Okay, so see, cilium or flagellum, 9+2 arrangement of microtubule. So this point we have discussed. Okay, now flagella. See, flagella means whip, and singular for flagellum is the singular of flagella. Now flagella are similar in structure to cilia. So the structure of cilia and flagella are same, 9+2 arrangement of microtubule. But flagella are typically much longer when we compare flagella with the cilia. So the length is greater compared to cilia, much more greater than the cilia. Now flagella usually move an entire cell. So the ciliary movement, due to that some materials were moving, but here in this case when the flagella moves, so it moves the entire cell. Okay, now how the flagella moves? A flagella, singular flagellum generates forward motion along its axis. So what the flagellum is doing? Flagellum is generating a forward motion along its axis by rapidly, very fast, wiggling in a wave-like pattern. So flagellum rapidly waggling in a wave-like pattern. So in the figure, let me show you this. See, this is very rapid movement, and as you can see, it is wiggling wave-like. Okay, so very rapidly going up and down in a wave pattern. Okay, so this is rapid wiggling wave-like pattern. So these are not different flagella. This is single flagellum they are showing, and this single flagellum, as you can see, it is moving like a wave. So due to this wave-like motion or movement, what happened? It propel the cell. So here we can understand, over here the sperm cell body is present over here. So this entire sperm cell body is pushed in this direction. So the entire sperm cell or the spermatozoa will move in this direction. So this is the movement, this is the direction of movement of cell, and this is the direction of movement of the flagella. So this is the flagella movement, the figure they are showing. Now, the only example of flagellum in human body is a sperm cell tail. So, sperm cell tail is an example of flagellum, which is the only flagellum present in human body. And due to the movement of flagellum, the sperm propel toward the oocyte in the uterine tube. So a sperm is moving in the uterine tube, or the also known as fallopian tube or the oviduct. So in that, the sperm is moving toward the oocyte, and we know the process of fertilization. So sperm fertilize the oocyte and the zygote is formed. So the sperm reaches to the oocyte with the help of flagellum. Okay. Now, in human reproductive system lecture, we have already learned about the spermatogenesis process and the phase of spermatogenesis. One phase is spermiogenesis, and in the spermiogenesis or the spermatogenesis process, see the conversion of spermatid into the mature sperm they are showing. So in this process, as you can see, the spermatid, they are discarding excessive, they are throwing out the excess cytoplasm. The tail length of the tail is increasing, and the spermatid, they are becoming the mature spermatozoa or the sperm. Okay. Now, the detail regarding the spermatozoa, we have already discussed that point. And the tail of the spermatozoa. So the tail of the sperm is divided in three regions, and these three regions are known as mid piece, principal piece, and end piece. Now, the principal piece is 40 to 45 micrometer long, and principal piece constitutes most of the tail and consists of axoneme. Principal piece is made up of axoneme, which is surrounded by a sheath of supportive fiber. The end piece, 4 to 5 micrometer long, and end piece consists of the axoneme only, and end piece is the narrowest part of the sperm. So let me show you this figure. See, this is the structure of sperm. Mature spermatozoa are shown, and here you can see principal piece of tail, end piece of tail. Okay. So the tail, the example of flagellum. Okay. Now here also this information regarding the flagella. Okay. This is the flagella. Structure. See this figure showing structure of cilium. Same structure flagella are also having. Okay. 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 arrangement of microtubule present in cilium and also in flagellum. Now here in this table, see property cilia flagellum, location in body for sperm. So sperm cell they are showing. Okay, this is the scanning electron microscope photograph of human sperm. Structure wise, see cilia, they are, see cilia, short hair like extension from the cell. Okay, whereas the flagellum, single, long extension from the cell. They are large in length, more length they are having in compared to cilia, and same internal structure when we compare them with the cilia. Now function of flagellum. So whip like motion. Function of flagellum, whip like motion, propel the cell through liquid. So here you can see this one is the whip like motion of the tail or the flagellum of the sperm, and due to this whip like motion the sperm cell is propelled through the liquid. Now we are discussing about the sponges. Now most sponge live in salt water. So you will find sponges, many of them, most species, they are present, they inhabitate the ocean or the seabed. Okay, and some species, less than 200 sponge species, inhabit the fresh water. Okay, so fresh water means, let's say the a river or the lake or the pond. So only 200 sponge species inhabit the freshwater habitat. Now let me show you one sponge. So here one sponge. Okay, and in this figure, see the body wall of the sponge, and in the body wall of the sponge many pores are present. So here you can see this is the pore, this is the pore. Okay, and this is the cross section of body wall, and in the body wall various kind of cells are present and they perform different function. But today the cell in which we are interested, the cell that we are discussing, are the choanocyte cell. Okay, so in the body wall of the sponge choanocyte cell are present. So these are all choanocyte cell, and one cell they have enlarged over here. So one choanocyte cell they are showing us. So here on the top, as you can see, choanocyte cell, they are having flagellum. So this in purple color flagellum is shown. Now what this flagellum is doing, how this flagellum of choanocyte cell help the sponge. So see, these are all choanocyte cell, and as you can see they are having the flagellum. Now this flagellum, they are all the flagellum continuously beating, and due to that what happened, a current is generated, and due to the beating, the ocean water or the river water or the sea water enter through the spore in the sponge body. So when the water enter in the sponge body, as you can see with the green color, they have shown the food particle. So food particle also enter in the interior of the sponge. Now how the sponge are feeding, so over here as you can see, the food particle in mucus they are trapped, and then the phagocytosis of food particle is performed by the choanocyte cell. So this is how the sponges are getting the nutrition, the nourishment. Okay, and it is due to the beating of the flagellum of the choanocyte cell. So water was drawn inside, and this water also brings the food particle, and the food particle, they are engulfed by the phagocytosis process. So let me show you all the figure. Okay. Now this animal, Hydra, so here you can see tentacle in mouth, and here the cross section of Hydra is shown. So in the cross section of the Hydra, in the body wall of Hydra, as you can see, three cellular layers are present: apodermis, mesenchyme, and gastrodermis. Now this is also a figure of Hydra. So here you can see mouth is shown, then the tentacles are shown, and the inner cavity in the body which is present is known as cylindron. Okay, and this is the body wall they are showing. So there are three layers. Okay, ectoderm, mesoglia, endoderm. So three layers: ectoderm, outer one ectoderm, middle one mesoglia, and the inner one endoderm. And here in this figure also, this is also a body wall in a longitudinal section, magnified portion for Hydra. So outer layer of cell known as epidermis, inner layer gastrodermis, in between mesoglia is present. Now you will see that on the cell surface of few cell of gastrodermis you will find the flagellums are present. So what role this flagellum is playing in Hydra? So in Hydra nutrition, see the flagella of certain gastrodermal cell, few gastrodermal cell on the surface they are having flagella, and the beating of this flagella circulate the fluid in the cylindron of the Hydra. So what the role this flagellas are playing? So flagellas are beating, and due to that the fluid circulate in the cylindron of the Hydra. Okay. Now the final point of this lecture that we are discussing. See, sperm swim in water. Now in animal kingdom, we know animal kingdom is very large. So some of the animal species are the aquatic one, and they discharge their sperm directly in the water, and this sperm they swim through their flagellum and they reach to the ovum. They fuse themselves with the ovum, they fertilize the ovum, and zygote is formed. And zygote start dividing, and the larva stage is formed. Larva stage also getting the nutrition from the water, and finally larva develop in the new animal form. Okay, so this is about the aquatic animal in which the sperm swim in water and reaches to the ovum. So this is a kind of external fertilization. So in aquatic animal, some of them are having external fertilization, whereas the mammals, for example in human, there is internal fertilization. Sperms are discharged in the vagina or the female genital tract, and the sperms are moving, and the flagellum is the tail is continuously beating, and the sperm reaches to the ovum, and sperm fertilizes the ovum, zygote is formed, and then the cleavage and implantation and pregnancy. Okay, so all that stages we have studied in human reproduction. So with this, we have completed our discussion on flagellar movement. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this presentation lecture, and I also hope that this lecture will be helpful in your exam preparation and also in your studies. My name is Manish Kushti sir. I am from Ahmedabad, India. Bye bye. Namaste.